What you will need is a 1/4 cup of warm water with a 1/2 teaspoon of active yeast. You're going to need 2 cups of hard bread flour and about a 1.25 cups of cold water. Wooden spoon, some saran wrap, just some of your time. So first you're going to add the yeast to the warm water and let it sit and activate. It should take a few minutes to do that. In the meantime, measure out 2 cups of bread flour, and then we're going to begin. So pour your yeast and water into your bowl. Take a wooden spoon and just mix it up for a bit. And then we're going to add the water. You may not need all of it. Flour absorbs at different rates depending on the altitude in which you live, the humidity in the air, and actually the age of the flour. So we're going to keep going until it makes a shaggy dough. Little bits at a time, and just keep going. As you keep making this and making this, you'll understand how far to go. You'll get used to what works in your own kitchen, and you'll be able to make it without thinking. It looks like I may not need all 1 1/4 of this. So I'm gonna mix. It is sort of together, but it's also its own little raggedy ball of dough. We're gonna cover it with saran wrap, and we're gonna completely forget it exists for 30 minutes. I'll be back in 30 minutes, and we'll go on with the next step. Okay, it's been about 30 minutes, and our dough has sat here nicely covered and snug and warm. We're gonna take it out. We're gonna put a little bit of flour on the table. Dig it out, because it's gonna be very, very sticky. What you're gonna do with a little bit of flour is just pat it into a square. Nothing more, no kneading, no hard work, that's it. Fold it in a third, push it out. You're gonna turn it around, fold it again, push it out, and you've got a nice little bundle. And that, back in the same bowl, because moms, we don't want to wash a lot of bowls. Put a little bit of oil, rub it around, take the excess that's on your hands and rub it on your bread. Put it back in the bowl, cover it again, put it back in its nice warm spot until it doubles in size. So we'll see you in about an hour and a half. Okay, our dough's risen. This has taken about an hour and a half. We're going to lightly flour surface, pull it out. It's sticky. You can see how sticky it is. It isn't your average white bread dough. It's much stickier than that. So I just fold it over, sort of make a ball, bring it together, and now I'm going to cut it into 4. 4 even pieces. So you're going to roll each piece into roughly a 15-inch log, give or take, as much as you want. Force it out from the middle and down and taper the ends. Then you're going to pick it up, and we're going to put it on a floured cloth, and we're going to pull the cloth up to separate for the next one. And we're going to go again. We're going to do all 4. Exactly the same. They don't have to match in length. Some might be longer, some might be shorter, doesn't matter. Down on the tips and in to here. See, I have 2 different sizes. Doesn't matter. And again, if it's sticking, a little bit more flour. Roll. Pushing down and out. Taper your ends. This one's a little longer. They never match. I always get them different sizes. It really does not matter. Last one. Roll out. This one wants to be a little stubborn and not go. There we go. Taper down your ends. And And now these have to rise. And see, they don't have to be the same size. In fact, it looks more homemade when they don't match. So we're gonna cover this again, leave it to rise for about another 30 minutes before we bake it off. Okay, we're gonna finish off our baguettes. But first I wanna show you what happens. Like everybody else, I make mistakes. And we made a mistake here and didn't use enough flour on the bread. So when we pulled the dough off, it got a little stuck. But don't panic, accidents happen in the kitchen all the time. Put the dough sort of together in a loaf shape again, and we're gonna bake it in the oven with a pan of water on the bottom at 450 for 30 to 35 minutes. And then we'll see how they do. So our baguettes are out of the oven, perfect individual size for dinner. These are a little hot. Ooh, these are very hot. So I'm gonna put on an oven mitts, and I'll just get your crunchy snap that happens with a French bread. And there you go, easy baguettes.